Hi viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to explain nominal T method. So in nominal T method, all line capacitance is assumed to be concentrated at middle point of the transmission line. Okay. So in this method, total capacitance is assumed to be concentrated middle point of the transmission line, and resistance and reactances are divided into two halves. So one half is lumped at sending end side and another half is lumped at receiving end side. You can see it in circuit. So half of the resistance is lumped at sending end side, half of the resistance is lumped at receiving end side. So similarly, half of the reactance is lumped at sending end side, half of the reactance is lumped at receiving end side, and total capacitance are assumed to be at middle of the transmission line. So this is the equivalent circuit for nominal T method. So in this, Vs is the sending end voltage and Vr is the receiving end voltage. Is is the sending end current, Ir is the receiving end current, and Ic is the current flowing through the resistor, right? So here R by 2 is the half of the resistance value and XL by 2 is the half of the reactance value, right? So next I am taking a phasor diagram. Okay, to draw the phasor diagram, first we should take one vector as a reference vector. So here I am taking VR as my reference vector. So first to draw the VR vector on x-axis. So here I am taking a VR vector. So this is the VR vector. So after that draw the IR vector. So we know that in power system most of the loads are inductive loads. So therefore here also I am taking inductive load. For inductive load, receiving end side current IR lags VR by some less than 90 degrees. So therefore draw the IR vector which lags VR by some less than 90 degrees. So this is the IR vector. This is the IR vector. So next, if you see the circuit diagram, so in this circuit diagram, this IR current flows through the R by 2 drop and XL by 2 drop. So to get V1, we have to add these two drops to the VR. Yes or no? So if you apply the KVL, so from the KVL it is clear that V1 is equal to VR plus drop voltage drop across these two parameters. Right? So therefore to get V1 vector, so add these two drops to the VR. So first, why I am calculating V1 vector? Because to get Vs we should know the V1 vector, right? So for that purpose I am calculating V1 first. Okay. So now add these two drops. So first I am taking IR into R by 2 drop. So IR into R by 2 drop is in phase with IR vector. Therefore this is the vector IR into R by 2. So these two are parallel here. So next to take IR into XL by 2 vector. IR into XL by 2 vector. We know that that is perpendicular to this vector from the impedance triangle. So this is perpendicular to this vector. So this vector is IR XL by 2. IR XL by 2. So if you take resultant of these three, if you take resultant of VR, IR R by 2, IR XL by 2, so that vector will become V1. That vector will become V1. So therefore this vector is V1. So this is the V1 vector. So next see the circuit diagram here. So here we got a V1 vector. So next to get Vs we should add voltage drop across these two parameters to the V1. Okay. So see here what current flowing through these two parameters? Is current, right? So first we should derive Is vector. We should draw the Is vector. To get the voltage drop, we should know what is the Is. What is the Is vector? Okay. So if you apply the KCL here, so if you apply the KCL, according to KCL, sum of incoming currents is equal to sum of outgoing currents. So for this particular node, only one incoming current, that is Is, and two outgoing currents, IR and IC, right? So if you apply the KCL here, Is is equal to IR plus IC. IS is equal to IR plus IC. So therefore to get IS value, we have to add IC. We have to add IC vector to IR. Okay. So therefore draw IC vector here. Okay. So if you want to draw IC vector, so IC is the current flowing through the capacitor, right? Then what is the voltage across this capacitor? V1, right? Voltage across capacitor is V1. So therefore IC vector leads V1 by 90 degrees. So for pure capacitor, IC current leads V1 by 90 degrees. So now draw the IC vector in phasor diagram. So I am adding IC to IR. So therefore it leads V1. So it leads V1 means we should take perpendicular to V1. It will be like this. So but I am taking from IR. So this is IC vector. Okay. So here IC leads V1 by 90 degrees. IC leads V1 by 90 degrees. So now take a resultant of these two vectors. Take resultant of these two vectors. So what is that? That is the sending end side current IS. Sending end side current IS. So this is the sending end side. So from this sending end current is equal to IR plus IC. Vector sum of IR and IC, right? So after that draw remaining two drops. So add these two drops. So first add IS R by 2 vector and IS XL by 2 vector. So first I am taking this IS R by 2 vector. So IS R by 2 vector is in phase with the IS because that is the voltage drop across the resistor. Therefore that should in phase with the current. Okay. So these two vectors are parallel here, IS and this vector. So what is this? So this is IS into R by 2. IS into R by 2 is parallel for IS. So next to take a remaining drop, that is IS into XL by 2 drop. So that is perpendicular to this line. IS into XL by 2. Okay. So now take resultant of these three. Resultant of V1, IS R by 2 and IS XL by 2. So this will become sending end side voltage. This will become sending end side voltage Vs. So resultant of these two vectors are sending end side voltage Vs. So angle between Vs and Is. So where is Is? So this is angle between these two. Vs and Is is primary side power factor angle, and angle between VR and IR. Angle between VR and IR is receiving end side power factor angle. So this is the phasor diagram for nominal T method. This is the phasor diagram for nominal T method. So by using this we can derive the equations. So first V1 equation. What is the V1 equation? So we know that V1 is equal to VR. This is the vector sum VR plus IR R by 2 plus IR. So for inductive reactance I am taking J XL by 2. Okay. So from this V1 is equal to V1 bar is equal to VR bar. Now take IR common here. IR bar. So this is the vector sum. If you take IR bar common, this will become R by 2 plus J XL by 2. Okay. So from this V1 is equal to VR bar plus IR bar into R by 2 plus J X by 2 means we can take Z by 2. This is the half of the impedance, right? So therefore V1 is equal to VR bar plus IR bar into Z by 2 bar, right? So this is the equation for V1. So next write the equation for Vs. So from this phasor diagram, Vs is equal to V1 plus IS R by 2 drop plus IS XL by 2 drop, right? So write the equation here. Vs is equal to V1 bar plus IS bar R by 2 plus IS bar. So for inductive reactance I am taking J XL by 2. Okay. So this is Vs is equal to. So from this we can write Vs is equal to V1 bar plus, if you take Is common, so if you take Is bar common, this is R by 2 plus J XL by 2, J XL by 2. So from this we can write Vs is equal to V1 plus Is bar into Z by 2, Is bar into Z by 2. So this is the equation for Vs. So what is Vs? Vs is equal to V1 plus Is into Z by 2. So this is the equation for sending end voltage. So after that we can write equation for current also. So from this what is the sending end current equation? Sending end current Is bar is equal to, so Is bar is equal to IR bar plus IC bar, IR bar plus IC bar, right? So by using these three equations, so we can calculate efficiency, regulation, and sending end side power factor, receiving end side power factor. So all these values we can calculate by using these three, right? Thank you.